And we're back, and we're live with Navi versus Mouse Sports, a best of 3 to decide who will be first place coming out of Group A. It's the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League brought to you by Logitech, Inno3D, as well as Western Digital. Huge shout out to our sponsors, the guys who keep the lights on and make this whole event possible. And good to see some new faces as far as sponsoring Dota 2 events. Logitech at Western Digital, Inno3D. None of these have done another event for Dota 2 that I'm aware of, so excited to see that. Excited to be bringing you guys this tournament. It's Navi versus Mouse Sports. It's probably the most exciting premier matchup of today's action for the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League. It's a best of 3, and it all goes down now. I'm LT. I'm joined by Merlini. Game 1 set to get underway.
10 seconds remain.
And I would be joined by Merlini, but...
Hello. How's it going?
Hey,
Back.
how you doing?
So who are these two other players? The Teal and... or QOJ, QVA, and Atsy? I don't think I've seen them.
Koikva's, he was a stand-in for Mouse Sports for a little while. Ever since they lost Kuroki, they were looking for a replacement. I think they are missing... They're missing someone, though. Atsy is not one of their 5 members, as far as I know. But, yeah, Koikva's been on the team, so he's an official member. He played with them as a stand-in for probably a month or so, and now is a full-time member. And as for Atsy, not so familiar with him. But we will see how things progress. Maybe he is one of their players and just using a different name, but I certainly don't recognize it at any rate. With that being said, guys, if you're wondering where the other match is right now, I'll show you the brackets very quickly. We do have another match happening simultaneously. It's over on our secondary stream, twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2. Cyclops and Blaze are casting Arctic versus 4FC. And judging based on our last games from Arctic, could be a very entertaining series. But with that being said, Merlini, focusing on the draft for this game, what do you make of it so far?
Well, interestingly, we don't see Nyx picked or banned in the first phase again, which is very strange. He's considered by many as, like, along with Batrider, the most imbalanced heroes in the game. And I'm just surprised to see him slip through again. And we see a Lone Druid picked by Navi. I don't believe we saw him in any of the first series today. And he's very potent combined with Lifestealer. That amount of physical deeps and tankiness is... very, very strong. I actually like Navi's lineup a little bit more. Mouse does have Rubik, though, so Kuroki will not get his Rubik.
Yeah, those deeps. It's a lot of physical damage coming from this team, but the one thing Mouse has is a lot of control. They have Vacuum, they have RP, they have whatever the Rubik can steal. Potentially a Fiend Script could be stolen like what we saw last game. Mouse, they'll now need carries, and that is exclusively what Navi is going to ban out. Anti-Mage, as well as the Phantom Lancer. The melee carry is probably the main priority just because they get that cleave from Empower. But Gyro, he's Gyro. He's the one hero that, if he gets big enough, can easily outcarry any combination of other heroes just with a flat cannon and a Divine Rapier, which we've seen way too many times, I think, for Navi's taste. So they're going to ban it out here. And the question for me is, what is left right now for Mouse Sports?
In terms of carry, there's always Luna. Luna hasn't been as popular recently just because of Nyx and Lone Druid, who are much more reliable and tanky carries. But there is still the option of Luna. I'm trying to think of any other ones. We have seen TA, which we saw last game, and they don't have a Vino or Darkseer to pop that refraction yet. But there is a Queen of Pain. I'm trying to think of any other stable ones. Panda, definitely not.
Yeah, Alchemist, there you go.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Alchemist.
This is a hero that could definitely outcarry Lone Druid Lifestealer. Saw that myself firsthand casting Burning over in the G1 League, where he got Empowered, he got Alchemist, they turtled for a while, Team DK did, and eventually... That Alchemist, if he gets enough items with his base attack time being 1.0 when he's in Chemical Rage, he outman fights anyone. And he's so tanky in Chemical Rage that you can't really die as him. The attack speed benefits him more than other heroes because of that base attack time. So in a bash war, he wins. Eventually, the Lone Druid Bear would entangle him, and he just killed the bear in like 3 hits while the bear was next to him. If Alchemist gets big enough, I think he can outcarry everything Navi have, but that comes with the caveat that there's a Bane on the enemy team, a hero who can give the Alchemist fits.
Yep, he does have Empower, though, so that cleave will be ridiculous. In general, though, people don't like picking Alchemist versus Lifestealer because if they're even on items, Bane or Lifestealer tends to win out just because that feast on strength heroes, especially with very little armor, such as Alchemist, just makes it very difficult for Alchemist to do anything. And the Rage prevents the unstable concoction, and oftentimes Alchemist will stun himself.
Yes, Black must summon his inner Bash Lord if he wants to defeat the Lifestealer of Favos this game. I think anything less than a really, really fat Alchemist is definitely not going to cut it. And we'll see what kind of build he goes for. Generally with Mouse, it's been the 4 Protect 1. Haven't really seen them shy away from that. We'll see if they do something different this game, but very strong in terms of control. They also are on the dire side, and they have acid spray, so they can rosh relatively early with the Midas armor and the plus damage from Empower. As for Na'Vi, just such a versatile lineup. I think that's really what defines this Na'Vi team for me. They got great split push, they have lots of lockdown, they have some nuke damage, they have plenty of physical damage as well. The one thing they kind of lack for me is that big team fight controller. So if it comes to a 5v5, I feel like Na'Vi are going to need to get picks. If it's a direct sort of organized clash, I would favor Mouse. But aside from that, this Na'Vi team, pretty much no holes in it.
Yeah, I agree with that. The vacuum and RP combo is just huge, but aside from that, Na'Vi has a very well-rounded lineup. Good lanes, good late game, good gank and stun ability. It's pretty well-rounded. I like them overall. Mouse sports that are still looking for last pick. I like Shadow Demon here. Shadow Demon is very nice with Alchemist. If you get a nice Disrupt Soul Catcher into an unstable concoction charge up stun, that's almost certain death for anybody except for Lifestealer.
And he's great against Lifestealer. Soul Catcher is fantastic against the Lone Druid Bear, as is Demonic Purge to help you basically burst it down if you gank it later on. So I fully agree. And the other thing is, Na'Vi are pretty obviously looking at an aggressive tri-lane here with a Lifestealer Bane Lina. Would be kind of surprising to see them not do it. So when you see that, Shadow Demon's always going to be a solid choice.
Yep, and the defensive disruption is very, very good versus Fiend's Grip.
Yeah, not to mention it gives you a pseudo disable, another way to cancel that Fiend's Grip. So we'll see what they go for. But and the one other point to be made is Soul Catcher as well as the Alchemist Stun are actually a devastating combo. I've seen teams run it. In fact, I've seen Mouse run it as a support Alchemist. And just dual roam with an Alchemist, Shadow Demon, even go aggressive tri-lane, then pick up another carry. And I guess that's what they're going to do. They're going to run this as a support Alchemist, run Black on the farming Morphling, and it's a pretty scary combo. As he gets an early Medallion on Alex, it really accelerates the Roshan. Doesn't even take Grievel's Greed until very, very late. So it's a totally different style from what we were talking about, but something Mouse have definitely run before Merlinian. It's worked for them in the past. Now, will it work against Na'Vi with this kind of lineup? I'm not so sure, but we'll see.
Yep, we will see. Morphling's falling out of favor, but he has been picked as a pretty good, somewhat counter versus Nakes. You can always wait for him away, replicate as another mechanism of escape, and if you pick him an Ethereal Blade, you can kite the Lifestealer very effectively.
So Black going to be just starting out with a Wraith Band and 2 Iron Branches. I imagine they'll give him some regen if he needs it, but currently not being pulled whatsoever. Probably coming soon from Alex or something like that, and we'll see what. But they purchased the courier. They are going to defensive tri-lane. So introducing Mouse Sports. They defeated 4FC. They did it 2-0 to arrive here in your winter bracket finals for Group A of the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League. It's Otzi going to be handling that Rubik. Alex on the Alchemist. Black going to be playing the Morphling and heading back to the base for the moment. Not really sure why, but now coming back out. We'll have Koikfa going to be playing that Magnus Solo mid, and then Pass as the off-lane Darkseer this game.
And for Na'Vi, we have Puppy on Lina as part of the triple lane, Kuro on Bane, and Funnick will be the safe lane farmer with Lone Druid in the safe lane. Dendi will be Queen of Pain solo middle, and Havost looks like solo offlane Lifestealer, again with the Stout Tango, Healing Salve, and Triple Branch build that we saw last game when they beat Arctic in a 2-1 series.
Yeah, let's see if they can do it again this time around. And I mean, that offlane Lifestealer, looking at what Mouse actually have, not really very easy to kill him, because the one thing you could do, I guess, is Telekinesis lift him and then stun him with the Alchemist Unstable Concoction, but it's got to hit before he drops, or else he's just going to rage. If you just throw that stun in, he'll just rage easily. It's got a bit of a travel time. So killing Havost is going to be rather difficult in this tri-lane. And for the
so it looks like supports are moving around the map already. Looks like Puppy's rotated top. He's just huddling around middle at the moment.
Yeah, just deployed a Sentry Ward up on the hill here, but no real follow-up. And off the bat, it's going to be a pulled Dendi versus a non-pulled Koikfa. This is not going to go well for Koikfa. This is going to be an incredibly difficult lane. It's already hard against Queen of Pain. When Dendi's been pulled 2 sets of regen, it starts with a Null Talisman. Almost impossible to do anything.
Yeah, this is one of the very few weaknesses of Magnus. It's just versus a couple of the very strong solo mids. Queen of Pain, sometimes Storm Spirit, and if he can farm very easily come mid game if he has a rough start, but still you would ideally like him to not get first blooded here.
So Na'Vi, they were using Uh-oh. Yeah, Kuroki's pretty low under the tower. Koikfa gonna be dropping, but so too is Kuroki. Koikfa looks like he'll drop to the poison. Nope, maybe not. Maybe not. He'll just live. Has to go back to base. What I had my eyes on was this, like, 20 creep pulling fiasco that was constantly being pinged by Havost. He's saying, where's my creeps? Where's my experience? Mouse just... this is gonna be the biggest push I think I've ever seen. It's gonna be like a quadruple lane pushing in. Poss, he's got level 2. Now he's gonna be rotating as we see the 4th wave of creep spawning. So, unless they get off a double pull, Havost is about to get the mother load of experience here. Holy crap. He's just like, it's like having a, just, feast your eyes upon that. I mean, seriously. Koikfa, he'll be pulled to Salvi. TP's back in middle. Still no bottle for him. And I'm not sure it's coming anytime soon with that early pressure from Bane, the gank attempt, as well as Dendi. Now level 3, level 2 Shadow Strike. So difficult to even stay in the lane against this.
At least he didn't get first blood though. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, he'll have to skewer away.
Yeah, he's just not getting anything at all.
So top lane, a lot of those creeps died in the neutral camp massacre of 2013, but Havost will finally get level 2. We'll get 2 waves of experience. So when it's all said and done, the Lone Druid Bear was enough to disrupt it. And then looking at our safe lane for Na'Vi, the one lane we haven't really talked about, it's a Darkseer versus a Lone Druid. And a Darkseer who started jungle now comes lane. And there's a lead of roaming around. Not going to be an easy matchup, as we'll see some action towards the top lane. Bit of a sleep from Kuroki, but no real aggression.
Yeah, Havost was actually caught out of rage. He did get unstable concoction because he hadn't skilled yet, but they didn't have enough damage to burst him down.
I feel like overall Na'Vi are getting the edge out of these lanes. Like, Lone Druid's going to win that lane bottom versus Darkseer unless something really unusual happens. Havost is going to get a decent amount out of top lane, and then mid, Dendi's crushing it. So when you look across the lanes, feels like Na'Vi are getting the edge, and I guess the trade will come from Mouse in the mid game.
Yep. They weren't able to get any damage on that T1, really. Only 100 HP down, and both of the supports taking huge damage from the tower. Atsi and Alex sitting at critical HP right now.
Yeah, forced to back off for the moment. Puppy going to be running into a wild Poss in the jungle. Ion Show will be deployed on the creeps, but unfortunately for him, it's going to be some rock golems, mud golems, so really nothing for him to do here, except hopefully get at least that one melee creep, which he will. Now Puppy going to continue farming. Na'Vi, as far as gold, as far as experience goes, just see how heavily they're winning the lanes. Already look at almost 1,000 gold lead. Nobody's even died. Doesn't matter. If they get a first blood, easily a 1,500 gold lead. Dendi is having the easiest time of his life mid. Everything looking hunky-dory. And they're even going to rotate mid, so they're going to send Havost here. Koikfa, the troubles, the woes, they continue.
Yeah, poor guy. Only sitting at 3 creep kills, 4 minutes in as a solo mid.
This is where you just say, I hope you're having fun, Black, because I'm certainly not. You better be farming or we're screwed. And as far as Black goes, 16-4. He is farming, but he's actually getting out-farmed by Funnick. Significantly. 7 CS at this point is a pretty big difference.
Yeah, I think he's had a last hit under the tower quite a bit because of those creep pulls, and usually it does help your lane because you're denying the off-lane nakes experience and farm, but at the same time, it is very difficult for a hero like Morphling, who has pretty low base damage if you don't morph to last hit there. We see an invis from Alex. He's looking at Puppy right now.
The thing is, he's got to break invis to start channeling, so they really need someone else to come if they want to go for a kill. And unfortunately, that someone else is Atsi, and he's top. So in the end, Na'Vi, they sent 3 mid. They won't find anything, but now with top lane pushing, rotation comes back in from Kuroki, and he'll look to get some free experience. So Na'Vi just kind of confidently parking a hero like Bane top, thinking Black's not going to be able to solo kill him, which is true, he won't. So Na'Vi continue to find a lot of experience and gold out of their off lane, and you compare that to Poss. Poss is level 4, which isn't that bad for a Darkseer, but if he actually enters the lane and gets entangled, he will die, so he's got to be very careful. In mid lane, Dendi, level 6 already. Not going in yet, but once he hits 7 or 8, that's where, if you're Koikfa, you've got to be very cautious.
Yep, got to keep that bottle crowing up.
It's the only reason he can even hope to stay in the lane, but even then, he eats 1 Shadow Strike and he loses about half of his health instantly. Can't even pop the bottle charges until the Shadow Strike wears off. Could try and pop them in between, but don't get that much out of them. It's not a good time right now. And for Mouse Sports, I'm actually looking at the in-game banners. I don't know if this is a bug, but Na'Vi 1100 over on the side of Mouse Sports 96. So I think we know who the viewers are rooting for.
Yeah, I have a Na'Vi pennant myself. I don't know if I'm counting that number.
Well, they certainly have their fans and supporters, and they've done a lot to earn them. I don't actually think I have a pennant, unfortunately, because I was casting at the event, so didn't get to watch a Dota TV. But with all that being said, continues to be Na'Vi just winning the lanes pretty handily at that. Golden experience had it going their way, about 1.5k gold, 1.2k experience or so, and everyone farming. The good news is Pos is getting some farm, but that's about it for Mouse.
Still no first blood yet. Looks like Havos may be rushing a Midas with an early close of haste.
Yeah, even Funnick could be going for one as well. He's already got Midas Gold if he wants it. They'll go in on Koikfa. Here's your sleep. This is probably going to be the first blood. Yeah, definitely going to be the first blood. Everything thrown away of Koikfa. The hate continues, and the woes continue.
Just a little.
And there's nothing you could do. Like, it's not even that he's playing badly. I guess what he could do is just not farm, not get experience, but that's about it. So we'll come down to the trades for Mouse, and they look for them now. They'll push this top tower, dropping the acid spray. Puppy gonna be ushered away a bit by the threat of a waveform here. The threat often more powerful than the act itself. But even then, acid spray is great for killing, and it's decent for destroying creep waves, but it doesn't really help you push. If this is a hero like Leshrac, I think Mouse has done a lot more damage to the tower at this point. So we do see kind of the trade-off of going for the support Alchemist.
Right.
Great hero killer, not so good at pushing towers.
That minus armor may help in teamfights though, especially if Morph gets his farm on. Looks like he's going for an early Lincoln's with the Ring of Health already picked up in his inventory.
Dendy about to ball out of control. Blinks in mid. Koikfa will pull him back. Oh boy. Dendy dropping low. That last tower shot will bring him down, so Koikfa at least gets the trade, and Otzi comes in range. I think he got the experience there.
Yep, I saw him level up.
So
he's almost level 6 now.
All things considered, call that a... I mean, obviously a win for Na'Vi just because the mag dies again and Dendy gets the experience, but call that a good trade for Mouse, because it's certainly better than what probably would have happened if he didn't skewer him in, which is Dendy getting a kill and walking south and living.
Yep, they're getting some bones here.
Unfortunately, Funnick's about to get a big bone. It's called a Sacred Relic. I think he's farming for it anyway. We'll have to see, though. I mean, the Armlet Maelstrom has been by far the more popular choice, but generally you buy the components. Hasn't bought a single one.
No vision up on the map for Na'Vi. Puppy's forced to check the rune for himself in a very dangerous position, and they will not scout out Koikfa getting this Invis rune on bottom. Not even boost for him 8 minutes in, but that's understandable considering the amount of pressure that he's gotten in middle.
Yeah, unfortunately, Magnus does need farm to be effective. This is a hero that needs Arcane Boots and Blink. Those are your two big items, and to farm that, I mean, where's he going to go for it? Later on, the Morphling's going to be constantly pushing out the lanes. Could maybe look to stack some jungle camps, but I feel they're going to have to create space for Koikfa. Maybe even look to rotate Black over towards the middle lane sooner or later, but as it stands, Koikfa, he'll get experience mid a little bit here and there, but nothing doing aside from that, and Sentry Ward deployed in the lane, so they didn't actually see him get the rune, but they know that he got a rune, and as a result, just gonna play it safe, drop a Sentry there, maybe doing some D-Ward as well, and in the end, Koikfa comes out of Invis, so no gank to be attempted.
So Mouse is still protecting Black pretty well. They just set up this Observer Ward in case they want to gank without a smoke, but Funnick has huge amounts of last hits, 59 last hits and 34 denies, so Paz is getting not that much experience on bottom lane.
Not again, not again, not again,
Oh, wow.
come on! Oh, Na'Vi, you are too cruel.
Pretty much exact same thing that happened for First Blood.
It's like, what do you do? He doesn't have enough boots. Bane can strut up on him. Kuroki can just walk next to him, and while you're casting that skewer, that's where he gets a rage and sleeps you, so it doesn't even matter.
Yep, his boots are on chicken though. Maybe he might have a fighting chance next time.
The good news is they did use their Queen of Pain ultimate, so it's at least a minute and a half or so before they do it again. But here's my question, is can Mouse fight without a farmed Magnus? Because Paz, only level 6, not particularly farmed in his own right, as far as CS goes. Only at 24, which is pretty horrendous for... I mean, really horrendous for an offlane Darkseer. If he had just been jungling, he'd be close to like a mech by now, but... yeah, not getting that much.
They can get some help from the supports. Like you can set it up with a nice telekinesis or vacuum. You can surge them in along with skewer and hope you get some good RPs. But Na'Vi is pretty good about positioning themselves. And again on the middle.
The woes continue. Koikfa, what do you do?
Poor guy.
This is where I really think they'd be better off rotating the Morphling in mid. But now there's a Fiend script on the field. Now Kuroki has finally hit level 6, so even Morphling maybe would die there. But
completed armlet up on Syllabear.
Yeah, he did opt to just buy the full armlet at once, so... and that's scary. Now he can really start to push the tower. And for Mouse, they don't have an obvious way to kill the bear early. Acid Spray is decent against it, but...
They try and smoke the Rubik and the Alchemist, but Alchemist is just looking for some sort of levels in middle, while the Magnus is down.
There's a bunch of hungry, starving orphans fighting over that last piece of pie, and, you know, or not pie, I guess, gruel at that, and Quakefa says he's the strongest and the biggest of the bunch, so... He'll go full Oliver Twist and take it for himself.
Puppy attempts the smoking top, but it is unsuccessful sorts. So 2 smokes, no kills.
Yeah, not some misfiring here, but Na'Vi now leading by about 5k gold, 5k experience. Just pretty dominant lead for them. And with Lone Druid on one side of the map, Havos now going Midas. Got it relatively soon. At that, Pot's going to surge himself away. But Na'Vi holding down the fort top. Quakefoot getting a breather, but you gotta imagine this won't be for long. Only while they get that tier 1 bottom.
He does have RP though, he is level 70. You can still make big plays happen, even without an Arcane and Blink.
It is hard, and Dendy's about to make it harder. He's got his ultimate online again. He could look to dive this, but worried about the teleports. He won't. Instead, he'll head bottom. He'll get a haste turn. While that's happening, Funnick picks up the tier 1 bottom. Do they even stop here? They have a bear resummon. Looks like they're gonna force 2. And they certainly can unless Mouse rotate. And if Mouse rotate, well, then Na'Vi probably go back to harassing mid, going towards bottom with tops with some pressure, and, well, in the end, they'll just get the tower. It looks like rotation comes in for Mouse. They'll teleport 2 in. Alchemist is here. He'll throw out the long-range stun, but Funnick's already level 10, and Havost is rage. An RP catches both. Oh, this could be huge. The RP, like you said, can be game-changing, but Havost on the run. He's got a Quelling Blade. I think he's still dead here anyway. A Skewer impales him on the tree line. He'll go down. They get both carries. Na'Vi just too far past the tower. Could not retreat. The power of that RP, but Dendy's on the chase. He wants Otzi. He will find him. 2 for 2. It was supports traded for carries, but Dendy wants more. He wants this triple. He's looking at Quakefa. No, that's a little too far even for Dendy. He'll TP top. He'll look to go here now. They have a feed script. They have a feed script. They could possibly kill this Morphling. Brain Sap is pure damage. Might be just enough. Well...
And Laguna Blade.
Yeah, if he runs in, Black is feeling a lot manlier than he probably should. Yeah, he'll back off. But they got the 2 carries of Na'Vi, so in the end, something Mouse should be very happy with.
Still not a bad trade for Na'Vi, though. They did get the T1 and a lot of damage with that T2. Only 600 HP left on that. And they're still constantly applying pressure on Black with the other 3 heroes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And now they'll just go take the easy tier 1 mid, as we'll see Funnick working away on that. He's got the bear back up. The resummon is on cooldown, so if he dies again, he won't have the bear for a while. Puppy gonna actually light strike his way through the trees to set up a Karuki Fiend script. They do burst down Black in the end. Really nice initiation there by them, and Quickfoot, no RP. They'll actually need a Brain Sap as well as a nuke, and Puppy, he's got Laguna Blade. Wants to go back in. Wants to get aggressive here. Unfortunately, Dendy's a bit low on mana, but a stun from Puppy will be there just in the nick of time. It's like the game just hung in the balance and froze. They come out of it. The stun is there. They get the additional kills. And while that was happening, Funnick got a tier 1 mid. No trade in sight for Mouse. No trade at all.
Yep, here we see the power of Lone Druid. If you just leave him alone, he'll just take down all your towers. And they're trying desperately to hold on to this T1 on top.
Alex will strut in, but what can he do by himself? He'll need some backup. They'll throw Karoki in. Remember, he's got Brain Sap. He's not as easy to kill as you think. Otzi steals the Brain Sap, uses it against him, and now the stun comes through. They'll have enough to bring down Karoki, but that's it. And now Na'Vi, they go right back to that bottom lane. This time, well, there is an RP. Could we see that same story again? Perhaps, but we'd have to see multiple heroes rotating in. And right now, none of them with teleport skills. So the tier 2 will fall bottom, and Na'Vi could even just go right into the Roche pit if they wanted after this. Let's see what they do. It would take a while though, so maybe not.
So this gold graph is just looking wildly in favor of Na'Vi right now. About 8,000?
Pretty scary. Dendy's got a double damager and jumping on Alex top. Alex will be next in line. 9-4 now. Dendy really accelerating here in the mid game, and now Otzi the one in trouble. He'll be dove upon. He'll eat some rage auto attacks. He will bite the dust. The stun is good. The Laguna is quite solid as well, but do they have that follow-up damage to bring Black down? He's not actually morphing. He wants to man up here because they have RP. Get me out of here, Dendy. Get me out of here, he says. And in the end, Puppy's gonna drop. But on the back lines, Dendy able to blink away to safety. No teleport scroll, however. Do they realize that? I think they might. I think they may know. Skewering through the trees, Quakefa. This is where, if you're checking their inventories, you may know that you have a payload waiting in the trees. Looks like they didn't in the end, though. The pings continue to come out, but they're still lurking in these trees. And still an Infest Bomb available. Mouse trying to find the opening. RP online. Can they go? They'll certainly find KuroKy, but the teleport comes in. It comes from Puppey. Now your feed script by KuroKy. The RP is there. Catches them both, and it catches them right as Havos pops out. Denny will drop. Havos in trouble. Black running away as well. Navi just chasing. Laguna cooling down in 11 seconds. The turnaround comes in the form of a lift on the Puppey, who's dropping low. He'll get the stun there, but it won't hit on Black. The one they really wanted. Denny is butt back. Rejoins the fight. A skewer away from our Magnus, trying to keep himself alive. Alex giving chase. And Alex is just not fearless, really. This level 7 support Alchemist. The one thing about him is he's very, very tanky. So Navi in the end. Looks like that'll be the end of the fight. Merliani, who came out ahead?
Mouse definitely on that fight. Forced to buy it back out of the Quap. The RP just caught Lifestealer right as he popped out. And unless they suffer some heavy casualties, looks like Alex will fall, though.
Yeah, he'll get picked off here. Dendy able to bring him down, and now into Otzi. So it was a fight won by Mouse, but now giving up 2 more kills, and even Black in a bit of trouble. Might be an additional kill. No Fiend script. Looks like he no, actually no TP. Oh no, this is bad. With no teleport scroll, even if he waves away, they'll run him down eventually. The Lone Druid Bear actually can get in range there, being blocked by Havos. Now a Blink forward. The Infest Bomb has arrived, and Black is going to die. This is looking worse and worse for Mouse Sports. Now a 12k gold lead, an 8k experience lead, and it's just been going one direction, straight up for Na'Vi. A little blip here and there, but never any significant momentum claimed by Mouse. Gotta say, feeling like this is just not the game for Mouse.
Not at all. And tower count is currently 5-0. This Syllabear with Armlet doing very good work on Mouse's towers.
Should have that Maelstrom soon if he does. In fact, he does. Maelstrom and Phase Boots complete. This is your life. This is your very, very fat Lone Druid, and now you have a Lifesteal Lone Druid combo. And they shut down the Lifesteal decently early game. Havos did not farm much, but he got the levels. Then he goes into the jungle, comes out with an 11-minute Midas. And it's really the versatility of a hero like Lifesteal, who can actually function okay as a carry, despite being able to solo the offlane respectably. Not an easy kill. Mouse couldn't punish it. And now the Lone Druid Lifesteal combo. A pairing that I almost never see lose, be it in Asia or be it in North America, Europe. And once again, this combo rolling towards a victory. But not there yet, as we'll see a lift on KuroKy. The fight will start. Gets thrown back into the fray, but will it matter? The skewer, the RP is there, catches out everyone. Is it going to be enough damage though? Funnick in trouble. Denny with a BKB, manning up versus Otzi. Auto takes him down, then turns around. He's got his ultimate. He could blow up Black. He's looking for it, but the waveform away is there. Black able to dodge away for that one. Koikfa, will he get entangled? No, he won't. Dendy's still chasing, looking for a Blake. A Scream. He'll throw out the ult for Pause. He needs to get in range for that Scream. He's just out. Now he gets it, but he might pay with his own life. In fact, he will. So when it's all said and done, it's a 2 for 2, but Na'Vi, they get the tower.
Denny's not afraid of those T4 towers.
Probably should be. I don't think they've seen Dendy dance Oppa Gangnam Style just yet. If they did, they'd probably be backing off. But instead, not the case. So Na'Vi now with firm map control. Every outer tower down at 90 minutes. A veritable demolition crew of a squad, and now in a position where they can easily claim Roshan if they would like to. Assault Kuras not even far off. Funnick even sitting on an additional gem given to him by KuroKy. And with this invis ring, Funnick can pretty much solo Rosh if he wants. Just after.
Koikfa is very close to his blink though. Only 300 gold after that really rough start.
I guess my question is, where's the follow-up? So you have an RP, but when you have, say, an Aegis on the Lone Druid, which you have to imagine is going to come at some point, when their Lifestealer now has an armlet and another 1,200 gold, can they actually kill a hero during reverse polarity? Earlier,
I mean,
yes,
yeah.
but now it gets hard.
It's really difficult. They do have damage in the form of Wall and Alchemist Stun to follow up with Waveform and Fade Bolt, but I mean, Queen of Pain has BKB, Quap has Rage, Nyx has Rage, Quap has BKB, and Syllabear is just very, very tanky, 1800 HP, and usually he's not in the fight himself, so again, I don't know if they have enough damage either. But if properly executed, they could potentially burst them down before the Rage and Magic immunities come out.
They could definitely take down the backlines, at least removing Puppey right away, as well as that very pesky Bane, making sure that Morphling can move freely through the fight. Speaking of Morphling, Black, top lane, if a Light Strike Ray hits here, he probably would be dead. If he doesn't hit, he'll be able to wave into the trees and TP out. Should be okay, but he's waiting. He's waiting. He's trying to bait out that Light Strike Ray. In the end, he'll go for it. Now this is Puppey's time. I hear an RP, but I want to see Black is going to get blown up, and now the RP was actually used, but in the end, didn't kill anyone off of that. Dendy suddenly with a double kill. Well, they got the Bane, but that's definitely not worthwhile, and Dendy on the chase. He's got an Infest Bomb coming. He'll actually head south. Wants to pick off somebody here, but already teleporting away to safety. And Alchemist going to be the one to drop as well. And so when it's all said and done, Alchemist, Rubik, and Morphling all bite the dust. Our Magnus barely able to escape with that teleport, but Mouse, with no RP, Navi can just go high ground, and nothing stands between them and the Strax.
Havos is transitioning very well from this awfully Nyx, as you talked about earlier. He hit an 11-minute Midas. Now he's sitting at Treads, Midas, Armlet, and Vladimir's, which will be a very easy Roshan for them. But those 6 towers that Funnick did take down certainly helped.
And now Navi's going to go into the Roche Pit. Yeah, like you said, the Vlad, such a nice item, not for him, for the Lone Druid, and it'll help him a lot now. Funnick, now up to 2,500 gold. Let's see what he goes for next. The Armor Aura does not stack with this as well as the Assault Cuirass, so maybe he even looks towards just like a straight MKB, but you still got the minus armor on the building. Still a decent pickup either way, and just on Funnick. So now, Funnick you can't kill, because he'll have 2 lives. Havos, maybe you can kill, but gonna be hard if he gets Rage off. Dendy, probably not happening since he has BKB and can jump in from long range. I just don't know how you kill any of the core heroes of Navi. At this point, it's like a puzzle that Mouse just cannot solve.
Yep, they fell a little bit too far behind in the early game. The goal difference is sitting around 17,000, and XP, again, around 15,000. So the graph just continually goes in Navi favor. Mouse is not catching any sort of breaks here.
Looks like it may be yet another win for the Lone Druid Lifesteal combo. 2 of the most ridiculous carries in the world of Dota nowadays, and showing their strength here. The Lifesteal in the off lane, the Lone Druid is that safe lane dominator. And obviously, we have to credit Funnick as well for sharing the bear early, and that was used top lane. That's why we saw some early levels come out for Havos. I imagine Havos was the one microing it, but the fact that Funnick was able to lane without his bear early worked out well for them because the Darkseer started in the jungle. So, I mean, had the Darkseer started in the lane, might have made life more difficult for Funnick, but didn't. And in the end, Navi, they claim the laning phase now, try to end the game. Let's see if they can do it. They'll go in on Black. Not going to commit just yet. There's your stun on Puppy. Now gets lifted up, thrown back into the tower. He's still alive. There's your RP. Catches almost everybody who's a support, but Funnick and Havos still absolutely fine. Dendy nails him with the ult, just launches it in there. Now gonna look to propel himself forward for some additional kills, potentially going on to Pos. The Infest Bomb. Nope, not gonna happen just yet. Blinking south for the moment. The bear running away, lurking in the tree line. Maybe gonna go in on Black here though. Oh, are they gonna go? Black will find one, but what is the price for that kill? Let's see right now. It looks like it will be a dead Black. Root and death. The RP was there, but it only caught the bear and the 2 supports, Merlini. In the end, didn't catch any of the 3 core heroes, and without catching them, no chance for Navi. Or
yep,
for
and now with no wall and RP, I don't think they can hold this Rex.
Yeah, this may be 2 lanes of Rex. Even Navi have the kind of lineup that can take multiple Rex in one go, and the only issue is they don't have a bear resummon. The bear is dropping fairly quickly in the acid spray when it's being focused. Tower will fall. Navi looking at their Rex here, but may have to just take 1 lane of Rex to back off. They have a basher up on the bear as well. So as expected, not going for a Assault Cuirass. The bear actually dies. Haven't gotten the Rex yet.
No resummon either.
Haven't got the Rex yet. Will Havos go back in? Probably not worth it. He'll back off.
Ooh.
Yeah. Maybe a situation where you want to be a little more cautious with your bear. Try wait until the next creep wave, and even if it dies then, you have enough time to kill the Rex, but no big loss. We'll have it back up in 45 seconds, and still have the Aegis.
Yep, they should have double bear before the Aegis expires if they want to attempt to push on this 200 HP melee Rex in the middle.
And of course, I don't think there's any glyph. Yeah, no glyph up right now for Mouse, so RP, that's the one good thing. It's cooling down, but Havos is going to go in now and Koikfa. Will open woods him, and then the skewer comes the other direction. Will they actually go for Havos? They will. Fiend's Grip to start. It was stolen by Otzi, but an immediate sleep gonna allow him to get out of that one. And now Havos in the middle of the entire enemy team. There's an RP. Catches Dendy and Havos. Funnick as well, jumping into the fight a bit late, looking for Otzi, who is raged currently. Havos trying to fight his way out. He's man fighting against 3, and he's living. Life Stealer Dota, ladies and gentlemen. Life frickin' Stealer Dota. That hero, super, super strong. And meanwhile, it's Havos, or it's Funnick, who now has his bear back up. Black trying to chase Dendy, but unfortunately, I just don't think he's getting out of this one. If he gets rooted here, he's dead for sure. He will eat a bash. No root just yet. Not even needed. Just a bash will do the trick. Now Navi, 1 lane of Rex. GG from Mouse. Absolutely hammered in game 1. Lost basically all 3 lanes. Some great movement from Navi supports, and Koikfa, the hate was strong for him this game, Merlini. The hate was very strong.
Yep. Just seemed like the Magnus pick, I mean, yeah, it just got totally shut down by Navi's roaming, and they just executed their early game very, very well.
And the thing for Mouse was their supports just didn't offer as much in that situation. Like, an Alchemist can't really come in mid and do anything to a Queen of Pain. Maybe if you smoke anchor, but even then it's very hard to execute. And unfortunately, they were forced to sit top to try and keep the lifesteal down, which even that was difficult for them. I feel ultimately, a lot of this game just came down to that support play, and then also Dendi, who got pulled early and then showed exactly what a Queen of Pain will do to a solo mid Magnus. Bottle crowing or not, if she has the early additional items. And, well, if we see a Magnus next game, I imagine it won't be against Dendi's Queen of Pain.
I sure hope not. I want to see Nyx. Where's the Nyx versus the co-op?
Yeah, no Nyx this game. Yeah, that's another way to hate on someone. So maybe Dendi will receive some this upcoming game. But guys, for now, that's going to wrap it up for game 1 of Navi versus Mouse Sports. I'm LD, he's Merlini. It's a best of 3 between these two teams. Who will it be as game 2 is about to get underway? We'll find out next. But for now, Navi leading this series 1-0. And if they take the next game, they will be moving on as your first place team coming out of Group A. While this is happening, Arctic is currently locked in it with 4FC, fighting to the death. The loser of that best of 3 goes home. If you want to watch that, head on over to twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2, where Blaze as well as Cyclops are casting. But if you want to see Navi versus Mouse Sports, game number 2 coming up next.